What is high ticket sales? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what it is and the pros and cons and whether or not it's something that you should consider. So I started my journey about 4 months ago now in the high ticket space, and at the start I had no idea what it was. This was the first question I needed answered. So what is high ticket sales? So the way I like to think about it is, if you think from a business standpoint, we have one, traffic. So that is the people that you are going to sell your service to. We have two, which is conversion. How these people are going to be converted, or basically the sale. Conversion is sales. And then we have three, which is delivery. So these are kind of the three different components broken down of any business that you look at, from the shop at your local supermarket to Apple to Tesla. They have traffic, the people that they're selling to. They have conversion, how these people are converted, if that's on a website, if that's on a sales call, whatever it is. And then they have three, delivery. So after they've found the product, they've been converted, they've purchased the product, now they need to get delivered on the product. So if that's a Tesla, if that's a new iPhone, whatever it is. So they're the three kind of steps in any business. And so what high ticket sales essentially is just the conversion. And that's the beautiful thing about it, right? We don't worry about traffic. We don't worry about where these people come from. We don't worry about delivery, what these people are getting. We have solely focused on converting these people. So basically, just like anything that you find online, like if you find a coach that you really like, if they do one-to-one coaching, what typically happens is they have themselves some kind of Instagram page or a landing website page, and on that page it says book a call. Sometimes on Instagram you'll get talking with certain people and they'll say you're interested in what they do. They teach you how to make the best pies on the planet, or they help you earn more money in your business. And so these are coaches, and these coaches will essentially offer you something called a sales call. So firstly, they use marketing, so traffic, which is coming from Instagram. So that's their traffic source. And then their conversion method is through a sales call. So this is where the high ticket closing comes in. What is high ticket closing? It is the person on the sales call who converts that person into the delivery, which is the next part of the process of any business at a fundamental core level. And so what we are focused on is converting the prospect. And so people out there have programs that range from $2,000 or $100 all the way up to $50,000, $100,000. And essentially what a high ticket closer can be, because some of these businesses are so big, they're massive, they don't have, like, a business owner doesn't have the bandwidth or the time, the energy to put into doing the marketing, then converting it, and then delivering it. So they start to outsource as they grow and grow and grow. And when they grow, they can outsource their sales process, which is where a high ticket closer comes in. They essentially take the sales call. So when you get asked to book a call to speak into more depth about kind of the program, they'll say it's something along the lines of, oh yeah, we do a free value call, or it's a discovery call is typically what it's labeled. And on this call, you will find yourself a high ticket closer if the product is obviously priced at a rate where the closer can make enough money. So the closer typically gets about 10% of the cut. So if I'm selling a program for $8,000, you're going to get $800 or €800. So that's typically how it works, right? So that answers kind of the question, I hope, of what the hell is a high ticket sales closer. So but the next thing then you might be wondering, the next add-on question to this could be something along the lines of, well, how the hell does it work? And so there's probably a couple ways to explain it, but the best way to explain it is you simply are the one who comes in as an independent contractor. You're not contracted to do anything with the delivery. You're not contracted on the marketing side. Your sole focus is getting that person that is on the call with you to buy the service or product that you are selling. And that's what you have to become so skilled at. And that's a skill. It's a genuine skill. It's a method of persuasion and influence. And so there's a few ways that you can do that. But it's basically psychology. And from that point onwards, your job is to understand when that person gets on the call, why they are there, what it is that they're looking for, and expand the gap, right? So the gap is basically the point at which, like, their current situation, you have, like, so let's say I went on to a fat loss program. I need to lose weight. I was 100 kilos overweight, and now I need to lose 20-30 kilo. I found a coach online, and they've told me that they can help me lose 10 kilo in 3 months with a special program which that can basically change your whole life. Teaches you how to exercise, teaches you how to what to eat, teaches you kind of all the fundamentals, and then you have a coach to lean on anytime that you're a bit stuck on your day-to-day process. So basically, once this person is or me, for this example, I have now inquired about coaching with a person, the next thing that will happen is I will hop on a call and they will find out my current situation. They'll then find out where I want to go, so my desired situation. And so in between the current situation that they are in and the desired situation where they want to be, there's a gap right there and they need to expand that gap. As the high ticket closer, your job is to expand the gap. How big can you make this gap so that the person feels like they're so far away from the desired result that they need this service? And so some people could say it's manipulation, it's blah 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 blah. If the person needs what it is that you're selling and the thing that you are selling does what it says it does, you are doing nothing but changing that person's life. And so that's the mindset you must have. So essentially that's your job, and that's basically how it works. You get 10% of the cut, and there's a million billion offers out there, and basically should you do it, should you not do it? Pros of high ticket sales: lots of money. Cons of high ticket sales. All right, let's do pros. So pros, so fast money. Pro number 1, fast money. Pro number 2, let's say, what have you got after fast money? You've got not a lot of work put in when you get to a certain level of skill and you understand how to make sales. You only need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls a day, and you can make 2, 3, 4 grand a day. So that's another pro, but obviously it takes a skill to get there. So cons, right? Con number 1, skill. It requires a skill. That's not talked about enough. That's the truth about high ticket closing, if you didn't already know. It's not just so simple as, it's not fast money. Like, yeah, it is fast money. Sorry, I just said that. But it's also a skill gap, and it takes a long time to develop the skill of being able to sell. So the cons are, it's a skill that you need to learn. You could also see that as a pro, because it's something that you get to have for life, and you can never, and it's going to come in handy in every single life circumstance that you're in. So the next thing when it comes to a con of high ticket sales, it's more than likely never going to make life-changing money in it. I mean, there's people that do for sure, but they are the top 1% of closers. And so the person who makes the life-changing money is typically the business owner. If you're the business owner, you're going to change your whole life, because while the high ticket closer gets like 10% of the program, the business owner takes home the rest. So if I'm selling a program for $8 grand, I get 10%, that's $800 for me. The program or the person who owns that business just made $7,200 based off of that one sale. So that's why the business owner is going to change your life. The sales rep is more likely to make it a reasonable income, and it can be an amazing way to basically, I suppose, change your circumstances, get you out of debt, get you out of a struggling financial situation if you're in one. And so after you have kind of figured out the next con, so it's not life-changing, or it can be, but that's only for the rare few people. The next, I suppose, con of it all that people don't talk about when it comes to high ticket sales is that it's difficult, that you're going to get told no a fuck ton of times, that people are going to be like, no, I don't want this, and you have to be okay with that. You have to, in the face of rejection, you're going to get rejected a million times, and it's only through every single one of those rejections that you learn something really important that's going to take you to the next level, so the next person doesn't give you a no, but it takes a shit ton of repetition and a shit ton of no's. And so if you are not in a emotionally stable position, I would not recommend high ticket sales because you need to be strong of mind to make the sale, and it's a transfer of beliefs and energy essentially. And if you don't have a belief in yourself and a belief in the product that you're selling and a belief that the person on the other end of that phone can actually use this service and this will change their life, you're not going to make the sale. So it's a difficult skill, like I said, and you will get rejected a bunch of times. But over time, the more no's you get, the more chance you have of getting a yes. And the more yeses you get, the more money you make. So there's a short list of pros and cons for you. Hopefully this explains what high ticket sales is. And see you in the next one.